Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is from your literature part, that is first flight, unit number 9, poem The Tale of a Custard Dragon. Okay, so students, this poem is going to be your last poem for this year's syllabus of standard 10th, as there is a reduction of 30% in your syllabus, so remaining poems are not included in the syllabus. So as I said, this will be your last poem of the syllabus. Okay, so I'll tell you something about the writer or the poet of this poem, and the name of the poet is Frederick Ogden Nash, who was an American poet famous for his light verse. So, light verse means he used to create poems which were easy enough to understand and which were humorous. So, therefore, he was known as the producer of humorous poetry. Okay, and he had received uh, Sarah Joseph Hale Award in 1964. So this was something about the poet. Now we'll discuss about the introductory paragraph which is given in our textbook. Okay. So what is written? We'll just read out that this poem is written in the style of a ballad. Now, ballad means what, right? So, the meaning they've already given, a song or a poem that tells a story. So, this is actually a poem, but it describes a kind of a story in it. You must be familiar with ballads that narrate tales of courage or heroism. This poem is a humorous ballad close to a parody. Parody means what? Right, so it is a piece of writing. Okay, I'm talking about parody. So it is a piece of writing that imitates the style of someone or something else in an amusing way. Okay, so that is a parody. So we'll try to understand the whole summary of this poem. Right. So first I'll give you the introduction of the poem, and then I'll explain you the summary of the poem, and then we'll understand the whole poem line by line. Okay. So first I'll tell you about the introduction of the poem. Okay. So Ogden Nash has written the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon. In this poem, there is a little girl named Belinda who owns many pets, namely a black kitten named Ink, grey mouse named Blink, yellow dog named Mustard, and a coward dragon named Custard. Okay, so these are the different pets which Belinda has, and the names of the pets are also given. I'll again read it out. Black kitten named Ink, grey mouse named Blink, yellow dog named Mustard, and a coward dragon named Custard. Okay, so the poet has described every character to be brave enough except the dragon, who is a coward. Coward means a person who is always uh, or we can say a weakling or a coward who is always afraid of small things. Okay, but the whole situation changes when a pirate, okay, when a pirate attacked Belinda's house. Right. So no one else had the guts to face him, and it was the dragon who was considered as coward that killed the pirate. Okay. So all the characters of the house, they became happy because they are saved by the dragon, but luckily, right, but quickly the situation changed, and their thoughts also changed, and they described themselves to be more powerful had the situation. That means they started saying that due to the situation being so confusing, we didn't understand, or we are not able to understand what to do and what not to do, and therefore they said that because of the confusing situation they could not do anything, and again they considered themselves to be more powerful than the dragon. Okay, so in real life also same thing happens. Many a times the people they think or they talk very big things, but in actual when the time comes they uh, cannot do even the smallest things. And many a times there are people who don't speak a lot, don't show off, but in real sense they do a great things in life. Okay, so now I'll tell you about the summary of the poem, as I've already given you the introduction. So we'll start with the summary of the poem, right? So as we know that this is a ballad and it is a humorous poem, okay, about a cowardly dragon named Custard. So the Custard is a pet of Belinda, right? A little girl who lives uh, with her pets in a white house. Okay, she had a black kitten named Ink, and all the other names I already told. A grey mouse named Blink, dog, that is a yellow colored dog named Mustard, and a dragon who was coward and whose name was Custard. So the poet says that all of them are very brave except the dragon. Others were described as brave and are compared with different animals in the poem, like the bear, the tiger, the lion, but the dragon is very timid. Why it is said timid? Timid means what? So timid means showing a lack of courage or confidence, or we can say someone who easily gets frightened is known as timid. Okay, so he always demanded a safe place for himself, and all the other characters of the poem, they made fun of him. But one night uh, they were surprised uh, by the entry of the pirate in the house, right? They were all asleep and there was a sound, and there was a entry of the pirate in the house. All of them got frightened and started hiding here and there. And to everyone's surprise, the dragon not only tackled the pirate but also uh, eats it up. Okay, so the dragon eats up the pirate. Okay, and as all of them were saved by the Custard, they thanked him, but at the end they realized that they always used to make fun of the dragon because of him being timid. So all of them suddenly started saying that they are more brave and could have handled the situation in a much better way, right? So through this, here actually the poet is trying to say that sometimes a timid person is the actual hero in the toughest situations of life, right? So that's it, all about the poem. Now we'll try to understand the poem line by line. Okay, so this was the summary of the poem, and it is a nice poem. I'll read out the poem and I'll try to explain you line by line the whole paragraphs given in the poem. Okay, Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon and a realio trulio little pet dragon. So here the words realio trulio, these words you might have heard for the first time. So uh, realio means real and trulio means true, right? So here the words are actually changed, here the spellings are actually changed to create the musical effect. Okay, now we'll go to the next paragraph. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. Okay, so this we have already discussed in the beginning and the summary part. Now we'll go to the third paragraph. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him, right? And scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and Riolio, Julio daggers on his toes. Now you might have all seen the dragon, right? How dangerous it looks. So that is all the description given about the dragon. And here in the last line there is a word daggers, right? So daggers means a sharp pointed knife that is used as a weapon, right? So here it is compared with the feet of the dragon. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears. So barrel full here means group of bears, right? Bears, they are very strong. So Belinda was considered as brave as a barrel full of bears. And Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs, right? So Ink and Blink are compared with the lions, okay, more powerful or strong than the lions. Mustard was as brave as tiger in a rag. Rag means anger, okay. So Mustard is compared or considered equal to the tiger. But Custard cried for a nice safe cage, okay. So here the Custard is, the dragon is considered to be weak, coward, okay, and it always cried for a nice safe cage to stay or to rest. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Rielio Trulio cowardly dragon. So Belinda tickled him. So tickled means uh, here in this poem it means to tease, right? So Belinda also tickled or teased the little dragon. So Belinda tickled him. She tickled him unmercifully, right? So unmercifully means cruelly. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. Right, so Percival means a knight, Knight. A knight in King Arthur's court was known as Percival. So, again, a word to understand knight. Knight means what? So, a knight is a soldier in past who had a high social rank and who fought while riding a horse and usually wearing armor, that is the clothes, okay. So the knight was taught to be brave but ran away due to lack of courage, okay. So that is the reason this pet animals they compare or call the dragon to be Percival, because the Percival who was the knight was taught to be brave but he ran away due to lack of courage, okay. Moving further, they all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Rielio Trulio cowardly dragon, okay. Belinda giggled till she took the house. So giggled means laughed so loudly that her voice echoed in the house, okay, so loudly. And Blink said, weak, okay. So here weak means sound of laugh when the mouse used to laugh, okay, which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Suddenly they heard a nasty sound, right? So nasty means bad or unpleasant. And he held in his teeth a cutlass bright, right? So what is given? Suddenly they heard a nasty sound and Mustard growled. So growled means to make a deep threatening sound, okay. and they all looked around. Mouch, cried Ink, and ooh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate. So, pirate means a person who usually robs ships in the sea, climbing in the window. Window means here the window. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. Right, so cutlass is a short sword with a curved blade. Okay, cutlass means a short sword with a curved blade. His beard was black, one leg was wood. Right. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. That means they thought that he was disabled because he was having one leg which was of wood. But still, he was frightening all the other characters of the poem, right? So it was looking very dangerous, and all of them were feared. That means they were frightened of this pirate. Further, Belinda paled and she cried, help, help. Right. So, paled means turned yellow due to fear. Okay. So, this is the word used. Pale means yellow. So, it is used here, which shows that she was very much frightened due to fear. Okay. And she had turned yellow. So, Belinda paled and she cried, help, help. But Mustard fled with her terrified yell. Okay, so terrified yelp. Yelp means a short sharp cry. Okay, ink trickled down to the bottom of the household. So trickled means run or ran. A little mouse blinked strategically. Mousehold strategically means in a planned manner. Okay, but up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine. So snorting means make a sudden explosive sound through one's nose, like this. Okay, snorting like an engine, chased his tail like irons in a dungeon, that is underground prison. Dungeon is underground prison. So chased his tail like irons in a dungeon, with a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm. So clatter, clank means that is the sound of hard objects falling on each other. So, with a clatter and a clank and a jangling scream, right? So, jangling scream means it is also the same thing when hard object fall on each other. The sound which comes is known as jangling scream. He went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. Okay, so robin is a kind of a bird which usually eats or attacks the worms. So, in the same way, the dragon also went at the pirate or attacked the pirate in the same way. Okay. Further, the pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon. So, gaped means started with mouth wide open, stared, sorry. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon. So the pirate was surprised, and gaped means stared with wide mouth open, like this, and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. Okay, so gulped means to swallow, and grog means a drink. So, and gulped some grog. Grog means a drink from his pocket flagon. So, flagon means a container made of silver in which drink is stored. Usually, the people they store drink alcohol in small container which is silver, and small flask is there. Okay, from that he removed from his pocket, he removed that, and he had some drink because he could not believe, he was very much afraid, scared. He fired two bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. So gobbled means swallowed hurriedly. Okay, further, Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him, no one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee and did Gyrate and the dragon that ate the pirate. Okay, so Belinda embraced him. Embraced means to hug because the dragon had saved the life of all of them. Right, so they were all very happy, and therefore Belinda first of all came and hugged the dragon. Mustard licked him. No one mourned. Mourn means feel sorrow for the death of someone. Right. So the pirate was killed and eaten away by the dragon, but no one was feeling sorrow for that. And Ink and Blink in glee and gyrate. So glee means they were happy, delighted, and gyrate means danced. So in the happiness they started dancing around the dragon that ate the pirate. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I had been twice as brave as if I hadn't been flustered. So here the dog started that I had been twice as brave. That means he's trying to say that flustered means upset or confused. So that when the pirate came, so he's trying to say that I was confused totally, and if I had not become confused, then I might have been twice as brave as the dragon, that is the Custard. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. We had have been 3 times as brave, we think, and Custard said, I quite agree. So many a times in life also, we have seen the situations like this. Many people who are not capable or having any quality, they keep on praising themselves. So it is good enough not to involve ourselves in any kind of agreement, means any kind of talk with them, right? We should agree with whatever they say, right? We should not argue with them. So the same thing the dragon is saying, right? And what is written, that the Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. Okay. Belinda still lives in her little white house where her little black kitten and her little grey mouse and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her really truly little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as tiger in drag, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe catch. So here, as I said, the poet is trying to explain us that uh, even though the coward dragon uh, successfully defeats the pirate and eats it up, he shows a lot of courage. Then too, after some point of time, the other pets and Belinda, they just want to prove themselves to be superior than the dragon, even though they are not. So that's it about the poem, and I'll end my explanation over here. And I thank you everyone for watching my video.